Welcome back to more Lord of the Rings Online. In the last episode, I made it here to Pelargir, and there are so many quests here to do. Thankfully, all of mine have a little check mark next to them, so it's time for me to go turn a bunch of these in, if I can find the right way to go. Yeah, it feels like I just got here, but it also feels like I did 20 quests in here already.
There's naught but ill omens these days.
Faltheron listens intently to what his family told you. I understand. I'm not surprised by how they feel at all. There's much I would love to do before departing the city, but we do not have the time for everything. I will be attending to the preparations. If my family has any tasks for you, then I would ask that you offer your assistance.
There's naught but ill omens these days.
All the plans are set, and we are finally ready to set our matters into motion. Pelargir is a city that deserves to be restored to its former glory. With that, we will need to preserve its people as well as its bloodline. We cannot protect everyone from the storm that has arrived, but we can try to steer them away from it. I understand that my family wishes to speak before their departure. Will you accompany Kippen? So this sounds like a... yeah, farewell to Pelargir. I'm a little scared of that quest. I'm going to take it off my tracker for now. And I'm going to go turn in everything else. Make sure I tie up a bunch of loose ends before I progress that one any further. Usually the game gives you a little warning though, that if you complete a quest, you abandon all the other ones. So I don't think that's going to be an issue here, but just in case, I got to turn in all these quests anyway, so might as well. Still can't get over how big this place is. I mean, look at this. I've been riding for a day and I haven't made it to the other side of the city yet. King Menardill's Memorial.
There's naught but ill omens these days.
I am glad you have come, Kippen. One of your skill will be a great boon to our cause. A boon we may well come to depend upon. We have thrown up the gate to the east and make ready to move upon the upper Lebanon. Will you join us, my friend? Ah, so is that going to take me into Eastern Gondor? It might. See, that might be taking me to Eastern Gondor. I'm probably not ready for that.
This darkness is a weight on my mind.
We can tarry no longer, my friend. Aragorn has bid us travel to Minas Tirith across the plains of the upper Lebanon and Lossarnak, and I shall not abandon him in this crucial hour. However, my men have grown weary, and many have not found rest since their defeat of the Corsairs. I know well the pain they feel, but they must press on through it, as have all of Gondor's great warriors. Go to them, and sound this horn that they might find themselves renewed. When you have done so, return to me, for our journey is just beginning. Oh, he's got more quests.
This darkness is a weight on my mind.
As my men and I journeyed to Pelargir from Lindhir, we felt a great weight upon us. Days without rest and the fatigue of battle had worn on all of us. But this filled me with dread in a way that I had never known. Just as it took hold, it faded away, and those of my men that cowered found their way to their feet once more. I have heard many rumors of what happened that day, but I do not know if there is any truth in them. I have not had much time to think this matter until now, yet it still troubles me. Speak to my men of this and see if there's any truth to these tales. Let me see something. Yeah, so these are all Central Gondor. So yeah, there's... these, I guess, are considered East Gondor quests, technically, the ones I just picked up. But if they're here within the city, I will do them.
How may I help
I just don't want to venture into Eastern Gondor proper. As Lord Angbor commands. The Abandoned District. Let me look on the map here. I'm a little lost. Alright, so it looks like everything is that way, actually.
There's naught but ill omens these days.
Why do you ask me to recall such things? Before terror pulled me to the ground, I saw the form of a great beast above the ashen clouds. It let out a shrill cry as it flew overhead, and then it was gone. I swear to you, I speak true. It's probably talking about a fell beast.
This darkness is a weight on my mind.
As with Lord Angbor, I wish I knew what happened in that moment. My armor grew heavy and I fell to the ground before I could realize what happened. I regret that I cannot be of more help to you, Warden. Rally all these guys. The time for rest is over. We go to war. Alright, so I need to go this way and cross the bridge. Let me go to the upper level. Where are all these guys? Here's a group. As Lord Angbor commands. Then I have to talk to Thandir.
There's naught but ill omens these days.
Since the sun was blotted out a few days ago, we have seen little without the use of torches, but what I saw I shall never forget. A flying beast bore a rider in darkened robes, and a blade he held reflected what little light passed through the murky sky. As I looked upon him, a great pain overtook me and I turned away. When I turned to look again in the sky, he had gone. Definitely a Nazgul. Let me turn these in. I'm assuming the next quest might vector me to Eastern Gondor proper, so I can stop this quest line until next season.
This darkness is a weight on my mind.
Thank you, Kippen. I know many of my men desire rest after our siege of Pelargir, but that time cannot come until this war is at an end.
This darkness is a weight on my mind.
I do not doubt their words, my friend. Could this be one of the 9 wraiths which Aragorn spoke? Let us hope that it has flown back to its master and shall not harry our journey to Minas Tirith. I will not allow its dread to burden my mind any longer. My men and I must press on into Upper Lebanon.
There's naught but ill omens these days.
Kippen, have you noticed the Lord Regent up above? His eyes have not left my men and me for some time now. I believe he means to join our charge, but the boy is not suited for battle. He bears ill-fitting armor and is not skilled with a blade, despite what he may think after his recent heroics in the city. I see a darkness in his demeanor, and I believe that he intends to rush into war without care for himself or his family. Convince him of his folly, my friend. See that he remains here with his people, for there is much rebuilding to be done here, for the city and its folk. So yeah, I guess it's a deed for quest in Upper Lebanon, yeah. So I know I'm kind of merging Central and Eastern Gondor a little bit, but I try to split it up more so geographically than by how the quests are organized in the actual quest book. If that makes sense.
There's naught but ill omens these days.
Faltheron appears lost in thought as you approach, and his gaze is fixed on the eastern gate of Pelargir. I know you have come to dissuade me, friend, but I cannot be turned from my task. So much has happened in so swift a time. It has been but a few days since Pelargir was reclaimed, but still many more troubles weigh on me. I need to calm him down. I cannot rest while my father remains lost, Kippen. You know as well as any that I'm no warrior, but I must search for my father. Lord Angbor's path must be swift, and I do not expect him to delay for a single man. I plan to travel to Upper Lebanon, but I fear that I cannot do this alone.
This darkness is a weight on my mind.
Will you aid me with this, Kippen? I know your journey shall soon take you far from Lebanon, but I can think of no other that might spare the time for such a task.
There's naught but ill omens these days.
Are you prepared, Kippen? If my father yet lives, I know he must be in the Upper Lebanon. The Haradrim would not trouble themselves to ferry a prisoner so far unless he was of great import to the enemy. I know of a small village to the northeast that is home to good folk. I suggest that we meet there and begin our search of the surrounding lands. Travel through the eastern gate and follow the road. I shall meet you there as soon as I am able. Okay. So this quest now, well, let me just see if something triggers as I go to the east gate here. The road into Upper Lebanon lies ahead. Alright, so yeah, I am not going to be doing that. I'm going to take this off my tracker. That's going to be for next season, my friends. That will be for next season. For now, let me continue with some of the other quests here. And you know what? Let me take a swift travel to the western gate.
How may I help you, friend?
Because I feel like I got a little bit far from all of these. Okay. Get on my pony, and then... Actually, where are all these quests? Oh, Camp of the Grey Company. These are all at the Camp of the Grey Companies, and then another one in Eranos, which is going to be that way. Or actually, let me go up here. Let me get on the war steed. Yeah, before I go to the Camp of the Grey Company, I'm actually gonna go up into Eranos. All the way up here. I just feel like that might open up a few more things, so I don't want to miss out on anything. What is going on with this war steed, man? Okay.
I greet you, friend.
Thank you for your aid, Kippen. I know the journey you have may be long, but the people of Lebanon offer you their deepest thanks in helping us honor the sisters, no matter where they have gone now. If you would aid me again tomorrow, I would be grateful. Oh yeah, that's that repeatable quest for me to make baskets and take it to all the river sisters, so definitely not going to be doing that again. And looks like there's nothing else here. Let me do just one quick ride around. It seems like there wasn't much here in this town. And I just want to double check I haven't missed anything. Can't go in there. Yeah, it doesn't really look like there's anything here. So I can go to the Camp of the Grey Host now. Alright, let's go. And as I ride over there, it's a good time for me to remind you to subscribe to the channel. I am focused on growth this year. I really want to take this channel to new heights. I want to be able to produce more videos, bring more games, more Lord of the Rings Online, just make it better overall. And by you subscribing, it keeps me motivated. It helps bring the channel to other people who have not seen it yet. So if this is your first time watching one of my videos, welcome in, get cozy, enjoy, have a good time. If it's your second, third, fourth time watching a video, you really should be subscribed by now. I really appreciate it. Doesn't cost you anything, takes a second, and then you never have to worry about it again. Thanks to everyone who has supported so far. I'm probably going to fast forward the rest of this ride. Alright, let me dismount here. And get on my regular steed.
I hope the task was not too onerous for you.
How did you find the task, Kippen? I hope it was not too onerous for you. You tell Langlis what Mandan asked you to tell him, and he sighs. I sent Mandan with Celeriant in hopes that my young friend would be able to keep Mandan in line. But it seems like he is still trying to peddle those salves and poultices of his. During our stay in Enedwith, most of us looked forward to his excursions into the combe searching for herbs, because it meant a respite from his sales speak. He would inevitably return with more flowers and roots to add to his concoctions. But aside from the worsening of the smell, I dare say, they did not otherwise affect their properties. Thank you for completing his task for him, my friend.
If we stay true to each other, we have nothing to fear.
Did you find Halbarad? Halbarad? I feel like for the entire playthrough I have been saying Halbarand, like if there was an N here. I might have been saying his name wrong the entire series. Wow. Did you find Halbarad? Were you able to help him with whatever it was he needed? You asked Calenglad how he feels about the mood of the Grey Company. I think we are doing fine for the most part. We have been through a great deal already and there is more hardship ahead. But if we stay true to each other, there is nothing that we need to fear. We have lost friends along the way and brothers, but our memories of them give us the strength to go on. If I close my eyes, I can still hear their voices, and they urge me to stand with Aragorn and honor my pledge. And one day you will buy Radonir and Dervan and me a meal and drinks, and we will all toast the successful journey of the Grey Company. Oh yes, I told Darvan about our agreement once this is all done. I do not think that you would mind.
Thank you. Asking for help does not come naturally to me.
Thank you for doing my part, Kippen. Asking for help does not come naturally for me, and I beg you forgive me for it. I hope to regain my strength before long. This weakness and fatigue pains me more than any of the injuries that I sustained in Saruman's care.
Thank you for finding the maps and helping with all these matters.
You found some maps of the Anduin? Perfect. You tell Dervan that Orthon was delighted for a chance to practice his hobby of map reading. And also relay Faron's concerns about the flying of the standards of the king from atop of the Corsair ship. I share Faron's concerns and spoke with Aragorn about this very matter while you were in the city. It has been his plan all along to keep secret the standard that Halbarad holds for him. I think this is not yet decided when to fly the standard, for it will be a message to both the enemy and our allies that cannot be easily taken back, can it? Thank you for finding the maps, my friend, and for helping with all these matters. We will have many ships ready to sail sooner and safer than I expected. Okay.
I will soon depart on the ships, but I have another purpose for you.
I asked that you help to prepare the ships with haste, but I did not expect such speed even from you, Kippen. I thank you for all your efforts and know that we are put in the best position that we could be in as a result. I have given some thought to the next request, my friend, and I hope you agree with me on this. I do not ask you to accompany me on the ships. Instead, I ask that you travel by land to Upper Lebanon and Lossenrock. We must learn of the state of the war to the east. The Vale of Tumladen and the town of Imloth Melui had strong walls of old, and they were used as places of safety for the people in times of war. The people there will tell you much of what has transpired elsewhere in Gondor. Angbor will go that way as well with his men, and will be a boon companion as you go. I have another purpose for you, my trusted friend. I want you to find Gandalf, our true-hearted Faramir in Minas Tirith, and tell them about our victory here. Tell no others. In Faramir, I place the trust that I would not give to the Father. There is too much that I do not know about the situation in the White City. Interesting.
I have heard a great deal about you, and I welcome you as a companion.
Into the lands to the east. If you are half as brave and skilled as Aragorn tells me, we shall have no trouble at all.
I have 4,000 men with me. They will travel behind us.
Before he departed for Minas Tirith, Prince Imrahil charged me with the defense of the fiefs that he left behind. I accepted this duty, knowing that it might end in death, and left my son to protect my own lands. I engaged with the Corsairs and Southrons at the city of Linhir, but they were heavily outnumbered, and our defeat seemed certain. And then a new force joined the fray, a vast army of shadows from the forbidden paths under the mountain. They were the dead men, and they brought death with them, silent and sure. My men cast aside their weapons and fled, but I stood my ground, and when I saw the banner of he who led them, I was glad, for it was Aragorn, and he rode neath the standard of the king, fearless, and he called me. But what man can be afraid when a king has returned to a kingdom that needs him? I have 4,000 men with me, and they will travel behind us. It will be slow going for them, so we will ride ahead and see what awaits them. Let us fight the Southrons in Upper Lebanon and clear the way for their swords. Then we will come together at the Vale of Tumladen to see the state of the war. Okay. So that quest is also going to be in Upper Lebanon. And so I think I'm done. Wow, is that the season? So yeah, I got all the roving threats and warbands. More roving threats. And then I got this farewell to Pelargir. And then more roving threats. So maybe I can do the farewell to Pelargir quest. So let me swift travel over there. If I can find my swift travel. Man, I got all these little skills here and I can't find the one I need. Oh, it's the very last one. Okay. Pelargir. Let's go. And let me put this on the tracker and let me take the epic out of the tracker. Okay. So I am going this way. Come, let us make our way to the docks. I don't intend to stay for longer than is necessary, but I wish to make sure everything is in order for their departure.
This darkness is a weight on my mind.
Here we stand, Kippen. The sky grows bleak every day, but the ships represent a symbol of hope for our city. I intend to have my mother and siblings aboard those ships before they depart, and we'll see that the matter personally. Like yourself, they have been valuable allies in maintaining the stability over the city as we played host. I only wish that someday the fighting will end, and that we can return to rebuilding this place. I am told that everything is in order. Shall we speak with my family? It's a mighty ship. The ship is almost ready to depart, Mother. Do not fret. There are still many places to search for Father. I will be on it, my son. The city is yours. But there's nary a thing left for me here. Just remember what we taught you. I shall do my best to honor his traditions. Sirio, my wonderful sister, are you ready to set sail? I do not wish to go, but I understand why. Even still, promise me that you will keep looking for Father. If our father is still out there, then I shall find him. I promise you that. These vessels will sail towards peaceful waters, and for that I am relieved.
There's naught but ill omens these days.
I wonder what will come of this. Will people return to the city someday, or will they try to make new lives elsewhere? Many of us are too old to begin anew. The guards seem to have everything in order. I think we can depart from here, Kippen. Let us return to Tol... I don't know. And discuss what is next.
This darkness is a weight on my mind.
And so, the ship has left our gates to make way towards the western coast. It had to be done, Kippen, for I cannot guarantee their safety here nor my own. Hopefully, it will reach Dol Amroth without incident. I would only expect to set my mind at rest once I've heard word from them, but until that day comes, I must carry on my duties.
This darkness is a weight on my mind.
I've heard rumors which are unsettling. It is believed that the Corsairs were let into the city by someone from within. I do not know who would have done this, though I have heard the name of every captain and noble thrown around, including myself. I want this dealt with, Kippen. You and Thandor are the only two that I can trust with this matter, so I would ask that you seek counsel with him. Okay. So yeah, let me see about... Well, I think I need to go this way, actually. Wait, what am I doing? Going this way. It's a nice monument. I'll do all the observing when I do the deed episode at the end.
There's naught but ill omens these days.
It is most perplexing, Kip, and despite the havoc that they wrought, the Corsairs seem to be able to take the city without much resistance. My men were not able to find anything of note in the Eastern River Gate, but I suspect that we may find something at one of the upper gates. Certainly, if the gates were open, then it probably would have happened with more than just one. I would ask that you start with the Eastern River Gate and make sure not to overlook anything too small. Alright, let's go investigate. The Eastern Sea Gate. Nice. A stray note on the ground catches your attention. Took the note. Can I read it? The Banner of the King emote. Let me try it out. So it's Banner Gondor. Can't do it while mounted. Pretty epic, I guess. Pretty epic. Alright, let's get back to it. Enough fooling around. Enough of that.
This darkness is a weight on my mind.
Gondor carefully reads the notes. These orders bear the seal of Sirgon. This cannot be. It would mean that the lordship itself is responsible for the fall of the city. I know Faltharn too well to think that he would have a hand in this, but I'm almost too afraid to ask. Those men who try to attack you are part of a larger group. They've made the Eastgarth their own personal haven. Why would they want these orders? Why they would want these orders has me concerned. Did somebody try to attack me back there, but they couldn't because they were grayed out? I don't know. I wasn't paying attention. Alright, so there's going to be 3 quests here.
This darkness is a weight on my mind.
Not every person who held out against the Corsair siege was an upstanding person. Many were in fact thieves and brigands who banded together in the face of a larger threat. Ever since the city was retaken, they've done nothing but harass, threaten, and harm anyone who crosses their path. Because they've been encroaching so deeply into the city, I'm wondering if you might be able to send them a message that we will not be pushed around.
This darkness is a weight on my mind.
Every group has men who know all sorts of rumor and gossip. These ruffians are some of the only witnesses left to the fall of the city, and I'm sure that one of them knows something about where my brother is hiding. If you can enter the abandoned district that's located in the Eastgarth of Pelargir, then I'm sure you'll find someone who has more information. They might not hand it over right away, but I suspect you could remedy that problem.
There's naught but ill omens these days.
After the battle, we noticed that some of the supply caches began to mysteriously dwindle. We traced this back to a group of ruffians who have taken up shelter in an abandoned part of the Eastgarth. I cannot tell you how many of the brave souls gave everything to protect the city, and this criminal element seeks to profit from it. We would ask you to bring back any supplies you might find from that place. Trying to decide what to do here, because I feel like I'm coming up to the end of the season. So if I stop the episode now, the cleanup quest might only give a little bit of time for content, so I'm almost tempted to just continue doing some quests for now. Maybe this will be a little bit of a longer episode. Yeah, I guess these guys here might have tried to attack me when I took that note. You made a mistake coming here. Those didn't count for the 10. Scoundrels and ruffians or whatever. Oh, I need to... Is that up above? It might be up above. Dang it. Yeah, so I need to reach this area from above. I might fast forward here. Okay, I made it. Let me start killing some of these guys, grabbing some of the stolen supplies. Kind of hard to group these up, but I might be able to do it with these three. Destroyed Monument of Castamere. Yeah, let me keep going here. Need to negotiate with their leader as well, apparently. I think it's funny that all these unsavory people kind of headquartered in their own little corner of the city. Alright, let me grab more supplies. Grab the last one here. Then finally, let me negotiate with this guy.
Why are you bothering me?
So the fancy lord sends his little stooge to parley. You're making me laugh. Sure, I know where the precious little noble is hiding out, but I ain't saying a thing unless the price is right. Oh, you didn't come to bargain? Guess we'll have to settle this the only other way. The pretty noble is under our guard, and you would do well to scram. Alright, you can have the traitor. Just leave me out of your petty squabble. Your negotiation with the leader has revealed the location that Lorvigil is hiding. Okay, so... Oh, I still need to kill one more. I thought that the leader himself would have counted as my last one, but I guess not. Okay, so I got all those. Let me go turn them in. So I mean, it seems like I'm almost done here with all the quests for Central Gondor. So I think probably what I'm going to do in the next episode is do all the warbands. And then the episode after that, I'm going to do all the roving threats. And then the episode after that, I will finish up whatever quest I haven't completed here. I'm going to plug everything into my completionist checklist, see what I'm missing, see what I'm not missing, and clean everything up.
This darkness is a weight on my mind.
I must say that you handled yourself well against pretty dirty sort of outlaws. Most of my men wouldn't dare to cross their path. Although they will likely regroup once the host has departed, this should keep the streets a little safer in the short term.
There's naught but ill omens these days.
Well done, Kip. It might not seem like much, but every bit will aid towards the war effort. We still need to gather much before we are ready to march forward. Hopefully to send a message to the thieves and we can take inventory of what is available without worrying about anything else going missing.
This darkness is a weight on my mind.
So that's where he's hiding. I can only imagine what will go through his head when he realizes how easily these curs sold him out for nothing. I guess even traitors can't buy loyalty. We will need to make preparations if we are to apprehend him. I shall offer my counsel to Faltheran and hope that he accepts it. I thank you for your service to this city, Kippen. Alright, so yeah, that's going to do it for this episode. In the next one, well, you know what? Let me pick up this quest.
Is a weight on my mind.
Kippen, you must help me convince Faltheran of his mistake. He intends to confront his brother by himself without anyone's help. I tried to convince him to take some of my men with him, but he's grown distrustful of me after not telling me about our investigation. I only wanted to protect the Lord Regent. Could you speak with him? I have fallen from his graces. Then perhaps you could convince him not to do this alone. So yeah, the next episode, I'm going to take a little interlude. I'm going to do all the war bands. So yeah, see you next time. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for stopping by the Renaissance Gaming Monastery. I hope you join our community on Discord and Twitter. These videos are produced with a lot of hard work and love. If you think they're worth $1, I'd be grateful for your contribution. You can send a thanks donation or become a member on YouTube. You can also support through PayPal, Patreon, or even with cryptocurrency. All links are in the description. See you on the next video.